What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Tameka, and welcome back to Tameka Speaks, guys. Today we're gonna go back into and do hit a little 1-2 with the TikTok. There's this really viral TikTok story that's interesting that I want to hit on. So I want to hit on this little TikTok story, and then just give you guys there's some things I just want to touch on very quickly that will coincide with yesterday's story, yesterday's video. So again, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Again, just to preface, this is Tameka Speaks, and Tameka Speaks, we're over here with the unpopular opinion. It may be unpopular, but it is our opinion, so we do say it proudly and loudly. It is what it is. If you have an opinion and you want to give it, we're here for that. We're open to it. We're here to listen. As usual, we'll definitely continue the conversation after the video down in the comments, where I will be to continue the conversation with you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. So just to preface, again, this is people's business that they put out there, and we're just giving our opinion on it. Okay. So let me share my screen with you guys. I saw this morning on Instagram and, scrolling on Instagram. So this particular creator, her TikTok name is Next Level Lexus, and the video is actually on Instagram this morning is where I originally saw it, and then I came to TikTok to figure out where it might be so that I could get the full story. Okay, so just to give you the gist of it, this girl met up with a guy and he ended up robbing her, basically. So let's listen to take it from her point of view. From the top, make it sure. All right, so let me go back to her. And here we go. I believe this is the first part of the story. Okay, let me take the volume up.
This man is out here on Tinder and Hinge, and he will steal from you. So this is a story about how that fucker stole my Mary Jane tabbies that my father bought for me as a birthday gift. Okay, so how it all happened. So I'm walking around Soho, and I see this really cute guy, and we cross paths. We just lock eyes, and that's really it. Fast forward in the evening, I get a message on Tinder, and it's from the guy, and he's like, "Hey, did I see you downtown?" I didn't know we matched on Tinder before, but guess we did. We start chatting, and then we ended up going out for drinks. We get drinks, and everything seems like cool, and like he seems like a nice guy, and like someone I would just probably just hang out with for like a little fling and just like sleep with. After the day, he's pretty persistent about like seeing me again and hanging out. Okay, fast forward, we hang out again, he comes over, and we sleep together. Before we sleep together, we're like chatting about like fashion and stuff, and he's like really wants tabbies, and like I'm like, oh yeah, I have some tabbies, and like he's like, oh, I really want the boots. Okay, so then fast forward to the morning, we have sex again. Then I get up, I go and I brush my teeth, I come back, he's putting his clothes on, and we chat a little bit more. So now we're chatting, and he's like, oh, can I show you this playlist on Spotify? I feel like you really like it. And I'm like, okay, sure. He doesn't have Spotify. We've already discussed this. So I give him my phone to go on Spotify to look it up. I open my phone and everything for him. I give him the app to Spotify. He looks it up. So then he gives me back my phone. He's like, I can't find the playlist. I'm just like, okay, it's time to go. And he's like, I'm gonna head out. And I'm like, bye. And he's like, okay, like text me. And I'm like, okay, bye. Hours pass. I'm on my computer. I look over to my shoe rack over here. I have tabby boots up there. We were talking about the tabby boots, and he was like referencing those. He barely glanced at the Mary Janes, okay? I look over there, and they're gone. And I'm like, where are my tabbies? So I look like high and low, look under my bed, look at my suitcase, look at my closet, can't find them anywhere. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna be accusatory. I'm just gonna see if he knows where I put them. I go to Tinder to message him, unmatched, gone. I'm like, oh no, this bitch stole my fucking shoes. So I go, it's fine. We talked on the phone. I'm just gonna go to my call log and find his number. I go to the call log, and he literally deleted the history of the call. So I can't find his number. And I'm like, so when you were on Spotify, you were actually deleting your phone number from my phone. More of the story is don't fuck with this fucker named Joshua on Tinder. He's a dickhead. And if you know who he is, where he lives, or anything about him, fucking let me know, because I deserve retribution and I want my fucking shoes back. Ladies of NYC, be fucking wary.
Not she
This man is
deserves
out here on Tinder and
retribution.
Hinge, and he will.
So the first thing that popped out to me, the first thing that jumped out to me in
Ladies
this
of NYC, be
video,
fucking wary. This man is out.
was the way that she met him. And I feel like, first of all, this was such a triggering moment because it seems like it was just so dangerous to do. Like, it seems like it was so dangerous for her to meet a guy. Like, I understand no, let me back that up. I don't understand online dating. I've literally never done it. So I'm not going to say I understand it because I don't, but I understand that is what is currently happening. People do it. It's a thing. And I'm also not one of those people that want to make everything so scary and so dangerous. Like, I'm just not, because I feel like if you don't do things, then you'll never know anyway. And then, typically they aren't as scary as we make them seem. So, not to say that she did anything wrong by meeting someone on Tinder or having a conversation. She did go out with him to a public space first and all of those types of things. But I do think it was a little early for her to have him in her apartment. I just don't know that I would have done that personally. Well, I know that I wouldn't have, because it just seemed a little too quickly. Like, I understand you saw him in person, but you really don't know. And so my only thing would just to have a bit more caution, maybe not your home that quickly. And I understand the want to, she's a young woman. She makes her own decisions with her body. She does what she wants. And it's really interesting because my husband and I had a conversation today where we were talking about, we don't have a daughter. We only have a son. So if we had a daughter, or when we ever do have a daughter, would we, what's something that we would tell her when it comes to, like men and sex and things like that. And we both kind of agreed that we would tell her not to have sex before the age of like 21, because it's like pointless before you're 21 to have sex. Like, there's just nothing to come from it except for like experiences that you just don't need. Like, your experience can be built when you're older. 21 is still so young, so you can still be able to experience and learn, but just do it in more informed, and be able to make better decisions. So I'm not like, I don't want it to sound as though, like, I hate to use the word, but slut shaming, because I think that is such a stupid thing. When most of the time it's really just people just trying to give out, better advice, or, something that they would do differently. And then it automatically turns into slut shaming these days. But anyways, not to slut shame her, but I do think she should have thought twice before having him to her apartment that early, because this particular time he just stole some shoes. What else could he have done? But we could say that about anything, but I just think that it was. Now, mind you, she didn't give a specific time frame, but it's pretty clear that this happened pretty quickly. So I'm just going to go to the second video where she gives like a little update on the situation. Let me
know that this TikTok was going to go viral like this. I mean, I wanted it to, but I didn't know it was going to go like this in the speed that it did. I want to address a few questions I've been getting. Yes, I reached out to Verizon. They told me that I won't be able to get my like call log until the 4th, because that's when my like bill itemizes or like, populates, and like you can see everything that
so she didn't have his phone number anymore, because he literally deleted it from her phone. So
but
I'm guessing she called her
you guys boosted this shit
phone
so
company
well and got it to the right audiences. Like, I love you guys. So someone reached out to me, knew who he was, gave me his Instagram. I do have his Instagram. I'm not going to post it here, like just yet, because I don't want to scare him off or like get blocked or anything. And even though this shit is already viral, I'm just trying to be as tactful as possible when it comes to this. So hopefully we get the shoes back, guys. We are getting our tabbies back, if it's the last thing I fucking do.
So that's the second video she made on it. And then there was an update.
Okay, so I woke up this morning to the video getting even crazier, and now there's memes. It's on Twitter and everywhere. But update, I got my tabbies back. So Yeah, I ended up getting them back, and I'll tell you guys exactly how. So after like finally finding him, he privated his Instagram. I couldn't really communicate with him through that. I like reached out to his sister. I reached out to like a bunch of people because people were giving me a bunch of information about him. So I was just trying to get in contact with him. He finally calls me 2 hours later after he privated his account and starts to gaslight me and tell me that he didn't steal them and he doesn't know how it happened and what happened. And he's like, that's just out of my character. I would never do that. And like, I started feeling crazy because I'm like, you're real. This man is a psychopath. He was trying to convince me that he didn't steal it. And I'm like, how, then tell me what happened. And then he went into saying that he would give me money for it. And that's when I knew he was fucking lying, because he was like, I can give you $500. You know what I do for a living. I'll give you $1,000. And I'm just like, oh, when you're offering money, that means you did it. Like, an innocent person would not give $1,000 if they did not do it. So then the plot thickens. Find out he has a girlfriend and that he gave my tabbies to his girlfriend. I sent him a
he took the
screenshot
shoes
of
to give
his
them
girlfriend
to
wearing
his
my
girlfriend.
tabbies, and he's like, and hours later at 3 a.m. I get a text message and he's like, you caught me. I'll give you back your shoes. Can you take down the video? So this is him again gaslighting me, being like, I didn't do anything. Then I sent him this, and then hours later he's like, got me. That's his girlfriend wearing my shoes, by the way. And like, he thinks this shit is a fucking joke. This is another message he sent to me after. He was literally smiling like the whole fucking time. Okay, so I woke up this morning to
I'm gonna fast forward back because I want to see
like,
those text messages had me.
That's his girlfriend wearing my
done.
shoes, by the way. And like,
and I want to these text messages. The first he's gonna say, "I'd appreciate it if you would take the TikTok down." Excuse you, what? And not the picture of his girlfriend wearing her shoes. This definitely tickled me. This made me laugh because it's just like the shamelessness of it all. And then he's talking about, all right, you got me. I'll get them back to you and give me time and a place. And I'll ask to, and I'm just asking that you remove the TikTok is all. No, why would I remove the TikTok? Like, first of all, he's doing the most. But for him to be like, you got me, that's like, boy, you never heard of That's My Story and I'm sticking to it. I don't know if I would have been. But, kudos to him for eventually coming, being honest and just giving her goddamn shoes at the end of the day. Because that's just crazy. He's taking somebody's shoes. And then she had one more update.
I don't really know how he got it out of my apartment. I'm pretty sure he put it in his pants waistband because he was wearing like cargo pants, like kind of baggy pants, like kind of baggy shirt, like a bigger shirt. So I'm pretty sure like he just put it in his pants somehow. In like the waistband or the pockets or something if they were deep enough, because they're like kind of slim, so you could probably like finesse. So I don't really know how he got it out of my apartment. I'm
so hilarious. No, I wanted to make sure we see the
so I
end
woke up this morning to
of this where she meets up with him again.
That's his girlfriend wearing my shoes, by the way. And like, he thinks this shit is a fucking joke. This is another message he sent to me after.
Thank you. All I asked.
He was literally smiling like the whole fucking time. Okay, so I woke up this morning to the video getting even crazier, and now there's me.
Right, let me come back to the screen, guys. Let me come back. This was just so tickling to me because what? So obviously this guy is a creep. He is a creep. Why are you going into people's homes and stealing things for no apparent reason at all, just because you are like, what, into fashion? And she said he knew in the text message, she said that he told her, I can give you $1,000. You know what I do. I can give you $500. You know what I do for a living. She never said what he did for a living. But if it's that easy, then why are you stealing? Like, if it's that easy for you to just come up with whatever you need because you do whatever it is that you do for a living, why would you not be able to come up with the money to get you some tabbies or buy your girlfriend some shoes, if that was really what was going on. I told y'all it's expensive to live in New York City. If you ain't got it, you really don't got it. And it sounds like you don't have it, sir. But for him to, the audacity of him to take it to his girlfriend is hilarious to me. Like, I can't even believe. But at the same time, Homegirl wanted her shoes back and she was very relentless in getting them. And good kudos to her for doing that. She got her shit back. Okay. I just think it was so, like, this was such a risky situation. It was so risky, but she did get her shoes back from this random guy that she met, and then he robbed her. He came to her apartment. At the end of the day, that's why I would be uncomfortable, because he knows where she lives. He's been to her home, to the point where he knows what the things that she has. It's just giving me dangerous across the board. I just would not do it, but it's New York City. She might have a roommate or something. Hopefully she doesn't live alone, because I just feel like that would be creepy. But I hope it's just it's just giving. You're creating bad patterns, girl, like bad patterns. And as again, we know this is Tameka Speaks. We are number one. We're going to look out for our fellow sisters. Okay, Black women, Black young women. This is a channel for you. So number one, I'm gonna look out for your well-being, and what if I can give you some 2 cents, then I'm gonna do that, regardless of whether people listen or whatever. I know people are so sensitive about other people's opinions these days. Everybody's a hater. Everybody's not hating on you. Okay. I just want to say it was just such a risky situation, such a dangerous situation. And I'm sure she has friends and a mother and aunts and people who have told her this. I'm sure, I in my mind she does, in my head she does at least. But if I were that sister, mother, cousin, friend, I would just be like, girl, please take this as a lesson and be a little bit more cognitive, be a little bit more, take a little bit more time to evaluate the situation before you're having people over to your apartment. Could have, you know, it seems lighthearted and it was just like a weird little quirky little thing, but it could have been something totally different. We see it every day. We hear about it every day. So just to be cautious. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm not trying to make it any more serious than it was, because we don't need that. But the situation was, to me, it just tickled me. So it was a silly little situation that I feel like she could have avoided, just if she'd taken a little bit more time with who she's deciding to bring into her apartment. And that's all I have for that. I just wanted to come here and share a little bit of the TikTok spam with you guys. TikTok, what should we call this segment? This is going to be a thing where we're going to evaluate these little TikTok stories on TamekaSpeaks, because I really talked about like 2 or 3 of them at this point that just this week that have gone viral. So I'm going to come up with a name for this particular segment of the show, or this particular topic of the show. If it comes from TikTok, we're going to give it a name. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks again for stopping by. Thanks for listening. This is episode number 5. Again, as we leave this episode, I am manifesting 100 subscribers. I'm manifesting 100 watch hours, 100 listeners. That's what I'm manifesting as we exit this particular episode. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching. Let's continue the discussion in the comments. I'll be there. If you have an opinion, even if it's unpopular, drop it down below and I will be there to, again, conversate with you guys. I really appreciate every listen. I appreciate every subscription. And I will talk to you guys next time. Have a great night.